Kristian, thank you so much for taking the time. You are super busy. We are at the Lausitz Ring here in Germany, 3 days before your sub-7 attempt. How do you feel?
I'm feeling good. It's good to finally be here in Germany. It's been 2 years, I think, since we signed up for the project, and a lot of thinking and trying to get ready, finding the pacers, working with the different brands to get into getting it all together. And now, 2.5 days out, it's good to kind of feel relaxed, and now it's just those, like the tapering part and getting the carbo loading in and resting for the day.
How do you feel mentally? Do you feel confident? Do you feel, you said relaxed, which is great. How do you feel in terms of confidence for the achievement of the challenge?
I feel very confident, I would say. Like this race compared to normal race isn't just down to myself, but the team is going to be really important. And I'm coming just from a camp in Amsterdam with all the bike pacers, and to see how they're riding, that I can really trust those guys. They're looking like they are in good shape, and also meeting the swimmer and the runner gives me kind of confident that I'm on track and just have to give my best on race day.
Awesome. It's actually fascinating to see that this is not an individual sport anymore today. It's not in the mixed relay in the Olympics, but here it's like really a team bonding together. What's the importance of, you know, the pacers doing their job spot on the bike, on the run? What's the margin to maneuver and to fail for the pacers, and maybe to go too fast, too slow? How much do you rely on them?
Yeah, so especially on the bike, it's the time they can deliver me from T1 to T2 isn't just up to myself, but it's like how fast they can go, and then we see how much I have left for the run.
Yeah.
And also where I am and my team is bringing me into T2 versus where Joe Skipper will be. Yeah. So that's the unknown factor, but yeah, they are looking good, and also it's very different in terms of power on the bike will be lower, which means that I will hopefully have fresher leg for the run that I can go out for maybe my fastest marathon in my life.
In your life. We saw some very interesting stuff around about your positioning in the team on the bike. Where will you be sitting, and how was that decided? Are you going to switch positions, always at the back of the pack? How is it going to look?
Yeah, I think the further back as possible in the group. I heard some of the guys in Joe's team thought I was going through, because I saw that I did it in training, but I was just in the warm-up.
Okay.
Yeah, I will be sitting further back in the group, and the guys up front will kind of do the work, and they jump in and out. So we have like one spot on that side of the course where they can jump in and out.
Yes.
So we ain't necessarily using all of them at the same time, but I will be sitting back and saving energy.
Okay, very good. You mentioned Joe's team. How much does it count for you that Alistair's decided to drop out? Did you prepare mentally to go against him, or how does it look? Was it, you know, an important factor in the challenge and in the success for you to go against Alistair Brownlee?
Well, it's obviously a shame that he, who were one of the guys who came up with the idea 3 years ago, have to pull out. But also Joe is he's a strong guy. He's done a couple of Ironmans. He is well ranked. And also a guy who's coming through the rankings. And it's really good that he's kind of stepping in the last moment. And also I think it's cool that he's getting the same bike team, because they said that they would be smashing us on the bike. And I think that's something that's firing off my team to show that we also have a good riders, and we will see who is doing the best job on the bike. And also it changed the race tactic, as we would expect Alistair to be ahead of me on the swim, but now we'll maybe be coming out of the water with the lead, and then they will have to chase. So that's a little bit how it affects the race. And even if they catch us, I think Joe knows, and I think his team knows that they have to open up a gap.
Because otherwise you may catch up quite easy, or at least you may have the big chances to catch up on the run.
Yeah, correct.
Is that because we know, and you have some nice interactions with Joe sometimes on social media and the internet, there's some nice banter, gentle banter between the two of you, as they say in the UK, banter, some nice interactions. How much does it count also to have someone like Joe going against him and, you know, playing a bit with that sort of friendship, rivalry / fun in such a big challenge?
Yeah, I think it's important to have fun. Like when you're out racing, it's about keeping yourself motivated, and he's doing it with a sense of humor and the same we do.
Yeah.
So it's it's more to kind of fire us up on training, and then he's probably getting motivated, and it's just a way to, yeah, keep it fun.
Okay, very good. We won't ask you to predict your time or Joe's time on the men's side, but can you give us a hint of what you think the women's time will end up being?
I guess 7:57 for Nicola.
For Nicola?
And 7:39.
Okay.
For Kate.
Very good. If we do a challenge on the Instagram and you win, we'll have to give you the prize in case you have the most accurate time. Last but not least, Kristian, I have here the brand new Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus. Can you tell us if you decide to race in this shoe or in another one, and why? You are sponsored by Asics, by the way, so that the audience knows. And yeah, what was your choice based on?
Yeah, so the shoes I've been using in all of my races has been the Metaspeed Sky 1. So that's the shoe I first tried out, I think it was like in April last year, just before the season. So back then I wore using Nike unsponsored, but then I just wanted to try out the different brand. I heard that the Metaspeed Sky was kind of good, like I saw that Potter was running the 5K super fast in the new ones, so I wanted to try them out, put them on the track, and I was just flying. So then I decided, okay, that's going to be my race shoe for the season.
When was that compared to the Olympics?
That was in May.
In May, okay, so 3-4 months before Tokyo. Okay.
So I used it in Yokohama and I used it in all my races.
Yeah.
So I came into the Olympics using the Asics without being sponsored, and then I felt so confident in the brand that, okay, I decided to sign with them. Yeah. And I've been testing out the Metaspeed Sky Plus over the winter, so I've done a little bit changes on the carbon, putting the plate higher up and more foam underneath. And I do prefer the feeling of the Sky one still, so it could be something that's kind of taking a little bit of adaptation to. So I've heard that this Sky 1 should have a closer feeling to Edge 2. Okay, yeah. So I could potentially be racing with Edge 2 or Edge Plus in the future. But at the moment I will be using the golden edition of Sky 1. Golden edition, okay, that's interesting. So a special colorway for the event. Yeah, correct. Okay, awesome. That was a question I was about to ask you, but you answered it about Edge Plus maybe being a contender for you, and with that higher drop, maybe a bit less tension in the calves also for the long distance, but you answered it already. Kristian, we can only wish you the best for Sunday. I think the audience will be thrilled to see you on the channel. Thank you so much for taking the time, and yeah, crush that 7 hours record. Thank you very much. Thank you.